Hey YouTube, and thanks for watching Junkworks Garage. Well, I'm back with this LG machine. Yet again, I'm going to have a longer story on these, so I wouldn't rush out and buy one of these after this video, or not rush out and buy one of these. We still like them, but unfortunately, this one, I believe, is one of the first ones they made, and we've got 3 of these in the family. We had this one, we have my mom's, which is the smaller one, so go watch my mom's apartment playlist and you'll see that one. And then we got the kids' place videos, and you'll see that one there. Now, with all of these, we've had some problems, except for the kids' place one, which is the newest one, and so far that one has worked fine. But yet again, go watch. I'm going to have a longer version of a story about these machines, what we've been through, and all that kind of stuff. So go to my product review, I think it's Tools, Products, and Reviews playlist, and that'll be in that one. Anyhow, so here's the deal. We fixed the clog. If you've been keeping up on these videos, I had a clog in the back. We fixed it. It's been fine for a few weeks now. But now it started making the dreaded pump noise, and I don't know if I broke something loose and it gets clogged in the pump or what's going on with this, but this particular machine, out of all 3, it's the only one so far, but we've already replaced the pump twice in it, and now it needs a 3rd one, and it's only been about 6 months since they replaced it last time. And yet again, in that story, we'll talk about the review, or the warranty that I had on this machine that they are not honoring. So you'll find out about the place that I bought all my machines from and about 8 other appliances, and I am no longer buying stuff from there, and I will tell you their name in that video. Next, I am not going to probably fix this the way most of you are going to maybe want to fix it, but if you have an old machine like this, you're having pump problems, and if you've done it before or seen somebody do it before, this whole machine needs torn apart to do it. And I'm not going to do that. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and hit the play pause button, is what I call it. And you will hopefully hear the noise. And if you're hearing this noise, or my dog's in the background whining that want it down here and I'm not letting them down. But if you hear this pump noise and you are having problems with it not draining...
Oops, start again. You waited too long.
I waited too long. And you're having problems with it not draining, this is what your problem will be. Alright, so here's, hopefully you'll hear the noise. So the pump is on the same area as this. I have been told in other machines, newer machines, it's on the other side, and it's easier to replace than on this machine. But if this is what you're hearing either way, it's time for the pump to unfortunately be replaced. And like I said, hopefully 3rd time's the charm. I started, first of all, by unplugging the machine. Should be able to do that on your own. Next, I started undoing the water. Shut off the water. And I started undoing it, and then I realized I get so many questions. I mean, a ridiculous amount of questions about how to hook these up to the back of the machine. So I'm going to show you how I unhook it. And it's the same. This one I just unhooked is the hot water. This one here is the cold water. If you can screw and unscrew a hose from your spigot of your outside, you should be able to screw these in. So as you notice, I went ahead and tipped this back. I got some 2x4 cut-offs on both sides of this, kind of to keep it from crushing anything off the back. And this is where I'm going to say, if you do anything I do and you mess up your equipment or hurt yourself, I'm not responsible. Now, one of the technicians that came tried reaching this pump up through here. I can't remember if he took any of this stuff off. I do know he took this out. And the other technician that came said that, yeah, the The ones after this have a pump over here that you can get to easier, and you might be able to get it up underneath there, but I think he said he still just tears the whole front apart. It's just easier. It's not super hard to tear this thing apart, but my thing is, if I got to do this every 6 months, I'm going to try and figure out a way to make it where I can remove any obstacles that I deem necessary without hurting the machine's functionability. So, yet again, there you go. I'm going to probably, if I can't take this bottom part off here, fairly simple, this whole thing around here, I'm going to cut a hole in the side of my machine. It's no longer under warranty. Yet again, you'll have to go watch my probably rant video about that when I get that done. But that'll be down the road. I think it's going to be more hassle than I want to go through every time to pull the bottom off. And even if I get it off, I don't know as I can get to what I want to as easy. I think pulling the top and the front off would actually be easier. But I am going to effectively take a look at things here. There's what holds this thing in. It's sitting in here. I'll show you. So it's hooked kind of to the side of this, right in this area right here. It's kind of, for lack of a better way, sitting in there like that, but down in this area right here. And if you look right around here, that's where the screws are holding it into where it pumps at. And this is something the guy showed me the last time I had this replaced, which was the last time they said they would do it. If you turn this and it flips like that, that means the pump's good. More than likely the one in here won't do that, which means it is the pump that's bad, which also I've heard it every other time, and that's the exact noise it makes when the pump goes bad. Now, I got this pump off Amazon. I will put a price somewhere in the screen of what I paid for it, and it was a stupid amount less than what the appliance place wanted for it. And I actually, the last time they replaced this pump, and we argued, and they decided they would replace it for me. That was the last time they were going to work on this machine. Yet again, that'll be in the story. But I ordered this at the same time, thinking I was going to have to do it myself, because we were arguing back and forth whether or not I had a warranty on this machine. Regardless, they said yes, but I hadn't ordered it yet, but I had already figured out, you know, I'm going to have to be replacing these. I should find out what they cost, and we decided to order one. I got this here to my house before they could get a person here, because they said they couldn't get a pump for it until later. It took months before they came. But regardless, I have the pump here now. I'm ordering another one as we do this right now for when this one goes out. But in the aspect of, I know I'm going to be doing this again, since I think we figured we had this thing for about 3 years now, and it's gone through 2 pumps. We're putting the 3rd one in now. So every year I'm going to be putting a pump, basically. So I am going to cut an access hole here so I can get to this pump. You might be able to figure out a tool to get up in there, but the professionals came and couldn't get up in here and get it out. So I'm not even going to try anymore. I've looked up underneath there, and I should be able to, if I'm careful, cut a hole in this area for an access. And quite honestly, I'm not sure if this is going to work. I have figured out right where this hole is the bottom corner of the pump. So I need to bring it over this way up, and I'm just going to cut a bit of a square out here for now, because this hole saw is not working, and I realize that even if I was to put a hole here, couple of the screws are way over here, and unless I can get into them, that's not going to do much. Plus, I feel like I can be a little careful, more careful with this, and not go too far in and cut anything. There's a few things over here I need to worry about, and the pump, which doesn't really matter if I hit the pump, but if I hit the wires that are plugged into it, then we got problems. So watch your earbuds, which I don't have, and yet again, there's no going back after this. I know that's about right for that, but I don't know how high I need to go. So I'm going to go in there and take a look at what I have so far. Alright, I wish I would have came over a little bit more, but I think we'll be okay. I'm going to go about 1.5 fingers taller, so 1 inch or so taller. Oh my gosh, alright. Now, you know, very jagged metal, don't cut yourself. And hot metal, don't burn yourself. So we got the pump in there. We got a screw, 1 screw there. Let's see. 1 screw up in that corner there, and another one down in this corner right there. Hopefully you can see those. And hopefully I can pull the pump out now. Black wires on the left, brown wires on the right, as what we're looking at it by. So there you go. And as you can see, it just would be dang near impossible to get that screw that's at the top there. You wouldn't be able to get a tool into the back here and up into there to be able to unscrew these 3 screws. It's just in a really, really bad spot. In fact, I think when the guy did it last time, he had to pull like the whole, there's a, I don't know if you can see it. You can see that plate right down there. There's a plate that it's on, and he had to pull that whole plate out and remove a bunch of the hoses and stuff that are all hooked to it, and I don't think we're going to have to do that either. I'm going to carefully, hopefully without cutting myself, pull off that wire and that wire and stick those over the side, and again without cutting myself. Let's start with the top one here. Alright, so that one goes up in there. Alright, got all 3 out. Now, hopefully, I should be able to get the pump out through here. We're going to see. Yet again, I'm being dangerous because this could definitely, you should definitely take a file to this before you do what I'm doing. Let's see if I can get it through here. I might have to cut this some more. Oh, there we go. Oh, so close. Yet so far away. Alright, well, I'm definitely going to have to cut this bigger. Right now I'm going to go through the bottom and grab it. And it is out. Let's see about the turning thing. Yep, see there's no, oh, there went one. You see it turns a ways and then it kind of comes out and pumps. This is definitely mangled some. I'm going to, because these stupid things keep breaking down on me, I am going to see if I can figure out a way to rebuild this, at least tear it apart. So I'll probably have a video on that down the road and see if I can make them work again. The funny thing is, okay, there it is. Okay, you got to make sure there's an O-ring that goes in this, make sure that you got that out from in there. And then we're just gonna clean this up in here. And I've decided to put the other one in. I was trying to reach in here and clean that out. I don't want to stick my hand in there anymore. I am just gonna make this a bit bigger. I can tell where I can make things bigger. I don't want to go that way anymore. Plus that leaves a good chunk down here for strength. I'm going to bring this out a little bit further and maybe up a little bit. And I kind of wish I would have done this before I pulled that pump out, to be honest, because now I'm kind of worried about stuff getting in the pump or in there, but that all is real nasty in there anyways and needs cleaned out, which I think that's kind of part of the downfall of this machine, is a lot of the hair and gunk gets pulled down into through this thing, and that's what causes them to go bad. And I think they've put a filter or something probably on these pumps now that filter some of that stuff out somehow. I'll tell you what I would have done different already had I kind of thought about things more and wasn't in a hurry to get this done. I've been hurt for a while, and this thing broke down right after I kind of got hurt, and we are way behind on clothes, so regardless I need to get this done. And what I would do is find an electrical, they got the square boxes, electrical plate that size, and figured out the cover for that is probably what I'll end up doing. I'm hoping I'm still at least smaller than that and I can put one of those on here, but otherwise that's my plan. So quite honestly, once I'm done putting the pump in and we make sure this thing's running and working, that'll probably be the end of my video. I probably won't finish this up until my body's a little better than it is right now, but it's definitely, there's lots of gunk and crap in here, so I'm sure that's why these things are going bad. Alright, so there's kind of a look in the hole there. That's where the pump goes into, and there's definitely a certain direction it goes because there's 3 screw holes where you screw it in at. So I'm just going to shove it in there and put it back together. Looks virtually identical, but who knows. I know that the ones at the parts place don't last very long, so if this lasts a year, it's cheaper, and we're going with it. So, quite honestly, this comes with an O-ring, but it's got an O-ring already on it, and that one only has one O-ring on it, so I don't know if they give you a spare one in case this one falls out of the box or what, but we are going to go with the one. That's all that's in here is just the one, so we're gonna put a screw in actually. I'm actually just gonna try and put it in there and see if it'll kind of push in there first without cutting myself yet again. That goes right in a certain spot and it does not turn, so okay, we're gonna get the screw on there. And start her by hand. Alright, there's one. should probably do these by hand, but honestly I'm not getting up off the ground until I'm done with this, so I'm going to very carefully, in fact I'm putting it on one here. It definitely has a flathead, a good sized flathead screw part on it, so I can get in there and kind of feel by hand how much tension I got on that. I think we're good. Okay, there those are. And I honestly cannot remember which side goes where. I think it's red and black, but I'm going to have to go back and check the video. So I'm going to plug these in. I'm going to stand this up, and we'll kind of go over a few details of if you don't want to cut a hole in your machine, what you're going to have to do. And then we'll test her out. So on this particular machine, yet again, it is an older version. On my kids, like that is over on that side, and I believe the pump is also on that side and easier to get to from what I've been told by technicians. If yours is on this side and the same as mine, it's going to be a pain in the butt unless you come over here and you cut a hole. And right there, get some light on it, is the pump. So you can't tell from the front that there's a hole in the machine, but yet again, who cares? It's down here in the basement. It's no longer under any kind of warranty, and I just don't care anymore. I want to make this as easy to work on as I can, and that made it a lot easier. Yet again, I'm going to find a plate or a piece of metal or something to put over that, and I will take a file to it next time I have to work on it probably. I'll probably cover up that hole because I don't want mice getting in there, but regardless, I should be able to just get down there, go in there and unscrew it, pull the pump out, and there'll be no problems. Now if you want to do it the right way, you got to go to the back of your machine and you're gonna pull these screws there and there. Well, yet again, first you're going to unplug it, turn the water off, unhook your hoses, pull the back off the machine right here, or those screws there and the screws right there. This is all going to come backwards. Yet again, I have that on my other video where I was in the back unclogging that stuff. Then up here, there's going to be some screws here. And you're also going to have to pull this out, and there's screws there and there. And there might be some hidden ones, I don't know. You got to pull this bucket out right there. There's one screw in the bottom, and I think there's supposed to be a screw in the top that was never put there. And then there's some series across the bottom I believe you have to pull out. I'm not positive on that. Then this whole thing, oh wait. Then you got to open this up. You got to pull that gray gasket right there out. There's a spring in there. It's kind of like if you've ever done like wheel seals and things like that, they got the little spring in them. It's kind of the same thing, just a giant version of it. Pull that out, and then this whole thing lifts up, I believe, if I remember correctly. Yet again, it's been 6 months or a year since I've seen it done. Lift that up. You got to pop that off, I believe. I'm not even positive on that. And then you go in, and you have to unscrew like a metal plate that I showed you earlier that whole thing was screwed to, and disconnect some hoses, bunch of other crap. Do it this way. 3 screws, pull it out, put it in, put 3 screws in, disconnect your wires, connect your wires, and you're done. So that's why I went this route. To each their own. There you go. So we got a small load in here just to test it out. It's ready to go. My wife set everything the way it needs to go. We're going to hit the play. And we're going to see if this thing runs through a load and drains. What it normally sounds like.
Sounds much better.
Does it do that right off the bat? Okay. Well, my wife is saying she can hear the pump right off the bat usually, and it sounds good now. So we're happy so far. We're going to let this load go through. We'll come back and we'll find out if it does everything it needs to do. Well, YouTube, it's all dried. It seems to have worked. Yet again, I will have a further video on these machines. Yet again, I've talked about it in other videos. I got a love-hate relationship with it. Really like the way it's just you throw it in, you walk away, it does everything for you. You come back and you put your clothes away. But now I get a big hole in the side of it, but that should make it so that the pump, which is the only real problem we've had with this, yet again, another video on a few other things that we've had, but they weren't big deals. But regardless, that pump, I'll be able to change that without moving the machine from where it is anymore. I should be able to just unscrew those screws, pull it out, put another one in. So hopefully you've enjoyed this and got something out of it. At the very least, I know this wasn't a complete how-to video, but it is an option you can use if you no longer have a warranty on it and are doing it yourself. And also, you got a pretty good idea of where the pump is if you want to try and tackle it another way than what I talked about also in this video. Alright, well, keep an eye out for the other video on this. My dogs run me down. Where I will talk more about the 3 different machines we have in our family. We have 3 of these type of machines, but they're all a little bit different. So keep an eye out for that video. Thanks for watching Junkworks Garage, where I'm proud to say I'm a jack of all and obviously master of none. You all have a good one.